With that, I'll call the, where are we now? February meeting to order. Um, Go over a couple of things real quick here with membership. We have Rory, Chase, that's now joining the board and replacing Al, who abandoned us. But thank you, Rory, for stepping up. And we have David Allen is our new alternate, sitting second alternate. So welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for serving. You want to serve. All right, with that, February meeting, we have only one thing on the agenda, and that is HDWO properties. And or they can hear us and everything?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
just sharing this.
Let's say the 11th, right?
Yes.
Steve, you want to come up over here and
Sure.
give your presentation?
Good evening, everyone. Has everyone had a chance to take a peek at it prior to this evening?
Yes.
Okay. First and foremost, I know the last meeting I left, we discussed a possible tenant for the farm stand scenario. So I reached out to Ken Miglarelli. His daughter took over the farm stand end of things for him, I guess about 2 years ago, Carly. So I spoke to her. She was all about it. She said that she didn't think she could do anything for 2026. And I said, well, neither can I, because I haven't really started anything. So could be looking forward to 2027, the spring season. But she's definitely interested in a lease scenario with me. So that kind of made me feel better about the situation as well. So so that being said, I dealt with my engineer, Tim. He's kind of remote. He's made 2 visits to the site. The current plan is what up there is what we've come up with. 3 total buildings. The square footage is laid out on there, and the coverage, setbacks are all noted on there. Can I walk up there and show you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so everybody's familiar with driving by. These are the existing buildings. There's the entrance to the high school right here. This building's climate controlled, the wide one. That narrow one I did next to the vet stairs is obviously still there. This plan consists of retaining the existing entrance as the main point of entry to come in and wrap around these buildings and in, with the secondary being the furthest westerly one. There's a gravel drive that's been there that used to go into where that old mobile home was, kind of set right here. So we'd have 2 total entrances for ingress and egress. Farm stand would sit roughly in front of where this depiction right here shows where that White House sits right now, the Cape Cod. So not quite directly in front of where it is now, but a little offset to the west. He drew out for some parking. This wouldn't carry through right here. He proposed having, all this in drainage and drain space in here, but farm stand access would be from the west side of the farm stand, would come into here, and they'd be able to park up parallel with 199 here, and then again along in front of the existing building that's over here. She put the
Are those handicap spots, the ones?
we could note them, and that's certainly there's 2 big trees that are left. If you drive by now, they sit kind of just to the west of the house in the front. They're both the monster maple trees that I trimmed, but I didn't take them down. I'd like to leave those. So that might offset the farm stand by 10 or 15 feet back to the east. I can try and retain those based on where the entrance is for some shade, along whatever I'm gonna be planting. Building wise, this goes those 2 big maple trees that are alongside the existing building as well, right here. This building here would be roughly, 3,600 square feet. It's gonna mimic one of non-climate controlled building that's there would run same direction, so it would look similar. A little more of a setback to the rear line because the way the property kind of tapers at an angle, like not tapers, but based off the road. Could be more distance to the rear line in the back here. The center building would be climate controlled. Kind of sits where the old shop was that I took down. You can kind of see it's the dots show the old slab line that was there. So that building would sit same direction, but it would be obviously heat and air conditioned. And with parking spaces in the front to access it. The one thing Tim noted here, he showed this is like a green space landscape around here. I do think if I do this building, I'm gonna probably 60 feet wide. I would probably be two long hallways this way, which I didn't want to get into engineering with this until we got this part approved. I do two long hallways this way with one straight across the whole middle this way. So access would be like quadrants in it. So a person wouldn't have to access here and be stuck way back here. They could get in and out from all sides of the building. Most of the ones I've seen, the designs show that sort of scenario. And I'm thinking I'm gonna keep them all within all climate, spray foam, heating and cooling inside. So, in between each of these buildings is 40 feet, so plenty of room to turn around. This building I showed, 20 by 250 feet, pretty much the whole length of the line with an 8-foot setback to the existing wooded property line. There's an old fence line that's there. So I'd like to leave the mature trees that are there to the west here and add like an arborvitae scenario, the whole length of it for privacy to screen it. This area back here, to the south would be all grass. It just would be seeded down. So like now with the snow, I could plow back to there and it could have a place to melt off and run off. Tim did note all the existing drainage. Like currently there's one up here he didn't know, there's one up here in the front, but there's quite a bit of dry wells that we did here and here and to the rear. On the new plan, he noted them here, these two, as well as one back here in the corner. One on each side of the entrance off of Church Street. One here in the parking area. There's currently an existing one somewhere in this vicinity as well. So there'd be plenty of area to retain whatever runoff there is from the buildings. This building here would not be climate controlled, that'd be cold storage. And I'm thinking like it's 250 feet long. I think I'd have 25 units. I'm thinking probably for vehicle storage, mostly in winter time. You get a lot of people call for just vehicles, so that was my thought. All the doors for this building would face to the east within the facility. This one, the only doors you would see would be two hallway, a 6 foot and a 6 foot facing the road, and then probably a 3 foot and a 3 foot on the side, roughly. I haven't got to that point in the design phase yet, but similar to what you see now, you won't see that many doors. Most of the doors will face east and west within. As to the farm stand, again on the design, I'm thinking input, but I'm thinking like a non-insulated barn door, sliding barn doors, like a trolley header, front and rear, so they can be opened wide open, and they can be stacked open so you can see in within it. Board and batten with a green standing seam roof like we have on the rest of it. Probably put some windows in there, like some old barn sash, single pane sashes, some wood sashes. And shelving. She had some ideas. We only discussed it on the phone. We didn't put anything on paper or anything, but she had a few ideas based on the other locations they have. So I'm thinking the doors would on that again would face to the road, so somebody driving by could look right in, and we could probably do the same scenario on the back, so that on a nice day it could be wide open. You could see right through it. There's currently electric. There's not a pole, there's a pole here and it drops overhead to the house right here. So I would probably put that underground from the pole to the farm stand and then from there back. And I've got a separate feed for this building and lights that comes in off an existing pole that's back here as well. That comes in off 9 partners. What else? Parking.
Are you gonna do any additional signage to what you already have?
Well, how about if I propose to do that strictly on the building itself? Like not, maybe not a standalone sign, but maybe actually on the building? And I was thinking, since it's Stitching Storage, I was Stitching Co-op, or if Mingarelli wants to do something with their, if that comes to fruition, their sign on the building.
Yeah.
But as far as like to the east or west, I don't think they require it. I think once everybody knows it's there, it's one of those,
You do a hanger off the building,
yeah, do that, sure.
like those look,
I honestly don't even know what they did on the other ones that I looked at. I took some pictures of them, but and I don't know, as far as any design, I haven't got to that either, so. And I'm not gonna require any additional signage for the, other than what's there. You're gonna try and buy, you see what it's so. Same color scheme, I'd have the beige tan buildings with green trim to match the others. I didn't, and then on this plan, I didn't get to lighting. I know that we, like, you mentioned at the last meeting, but I just want to make sure that the footprint is good before I start spending money on design for that.
right,
So, and back here currently. This is the existing property line right here now. Obviously, if I combine it all, that's kind of. Not applicable, so. Currently, this is paved right here, this section right here is all grass, so that would be. This area would get paved in, however, all this area around this building here would all be grass and out to here. Along the front here, and this whole section back here,
what is what, the section in the back is what?
it'll be all grass back here.
That'll be grass.
Yeah, I won't make this drivable back here, people will be able to come back here and stop, turn around and go back out. I'm not gonna have them drive through and around.
Okay.
There's an old wood fence between Mr. Coon's property and here, it's rough, it's there,
And what about? Now, and that's grass behind the existing building,
in here, yep,
Yeah.
this area is all grass.
and then there's what, is there a chain with a knock box or
I
what?
just have a chain that slides over the balusters so that if somebody needs to drive through, they can, or the fire department had to get through, they could. And there's like, this is a big dry well right here, put that in and turn around. I do have an access egress right here off 9 Partners that comes into the corner. But I currently have pine trees there to kind of screen between Mr. Coon's house and there. I had planted 20 years ago, so they're all doing good and they're there. I see no reason to disturb them. And it's
And what's along the back, the rest, like where the new buildings would be?
this would all be grass between the fence and the back of the
So
building.
there's a fence there,
Yeah, there's a wooden picket fence,
6 foot or what is it?
6 foot. Yeah, it's been there. And it's pretty accurate to where it is. You can see it's kind of, when they surveyed it, it's off just a touch of what it shows on there. And then it becomes like a page wire fence. It becomes page like right here in the corner, and the page wire runs forward this way out to the road.
So this is Jim and says.
Are you submitting a
These are
lot
the
line?
3
just
parcels
to
we have.
make it all single parcel?
I submitted in my proposal to combine all 3. So there was the original. The original is I think it's 0.89 acres, it's a little blurry, and these are each 0.69. The one had the mobile home on it over here, and then there was the shop here with the house. I've got a guy that I've been back and forth with on Blacktop Millings that's doing a job that thinks he could haul in for me, so. As far as parking and drives, I'd like to do it. Again, to be able to do the whole project in one time, I'd like to do it with Billings and have it rolled. That would be the base. I'm not gonna blacktop it right off the bat like it is now. Till I get some rented. Something. But
What does that mean? What's?
the millings is when they reclaim and grind up the highways and the companies have to get rid of it. I've got a few piles of it there that I bought last summer from a guy who was doing a job out in Millerton. And I bought some just to have it to start doing site work, the grading and everything. So I'd like to use that, and then everything else I would seed down with grass, and I'm definitely gonna plan on doing some plantings up along the road here around the farm stand, but I think. Once the slab is poured and we get an idea where the structure sits, I mean, I can get something on the map for you as far as. Something we'll put in, however. Can it be subject to move a little bit based on after it's set there, like you come down the road and all you see is bushes, you want to see the farm stand, you don't want to obscure it totally.
And we don't, yeah, no, we don't care about screening the farm stand. just-
okay,
We're gonna get to this in a minute. There is screening requirements for the storage.
understood.
So we gotta just make sure we're following with
Mhm.
the objectives. What is the setback currently to the skinny building all the way in the east on the current?
15,
That's 15. Okay,
maybe, or it could be 10, I have to look at that, let's see, I don't think that,
that'll matter.
it doesn't show on this map.
I believe it's.
I don't think I got a variance on that, when I did that,
This is roughly 10.
yeah.
Roughly 10.
Yeah, this is showing 8 here, because I had Tim draw this as 8, because I know, Ed had said that 8 was the minimum.
It's 820 total. So that might have to be 10 too. If that's 10, that has to be 10.
Okay,
Whatever it is, you know, you just gotta, if you look at it, it's 8 minimum, but then the combined has to be 20. I
Okay.
believe that's what Ed told me today.
okay,
Is that right? Ethan?
Yeah, and the house, the neighbors sit far enough off. So just from the edge of their driveway to the property line, 20 feet. So he's
Yeah.
probably fine with that.
No, it's 20 total.
Yeah,
It's 8 feet. Oh, what are you measuring?
it's 20 in totality between the two properties, right?
Oh. Right.
So if he has 2 foot clearance and they have 18 feet, that's fine.
yeah, they have quite a bit to their, to the house.
But it's from the property. From the property. It's from the property line, not the. No, it's not. It's 8 from,
This would be.
it's 8, isn't it 8 from just the combined on the property? It's not 8.
Right.
including-
It's per property. So 8 foot could be your minimum as long as both sides equal 20 or more.
Because of his property.
Oh, gotcha.
So that skinny building is probably might be about 10 feet, just scaling it on the
Mhm.
PDF. It might be a little under 10 feet actually. So he'd need to make up the remainder of that with this new
And over there,
setback.
okay.
I was trying to figure out how that makes sense.
I don't know. That's how the codes are written, right? I guess
About
the
8
logic.
feet 9 inches. Is that right?
It's just to give area within. Like a cramped, this is the business Hamlet Main Street District. I mean, I guess that, I'm just
I
spitballing.
just figure if 8 foot's good on one side, it'd be
Right.
good on any side. Okay,
George, do you know why they do it like that with the combined? What is the
Um,
logic?
Well, the logic is it gives you a little bit more flexibility as an applicant. They could just say 20 feet or 10 feet both sides, but this allows you to go 8 feet on one side and you can maybe be more on another. But again, it gives you more flexibility as a landowner or as an applicant, right? But like I said, right now, just looking at the PDF, it's about 8 foot 9 inches to the sideline. So,
So
the
you could do
8 foot that he's
8
got on the other side is either going to have to be increased or he's going to have to go for another variance.
So I'd have to make that westerly line go to 12 feet instead of 8 off of there.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. Have a measure and it just has to be get up to 20. Do you have the code? Just make sure I'm saying that. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna check in eco just to make sure.
You're correct. I have it up.
You have it? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You're correct.
We talked about the lighting. Does anyone have any questions?
I have 2 things. Just, can you plant trees up along the front? I know the power lines go there, so you don't want to plant necessarily maples or oaks or something, but ginkgos, hornbeams, I don't know, something small and
You mean from where my existing building is here,
From-
like somewhere in this is where I'm thinking, this area here.
from property line to property line, because when you expanded the last time, a couple of those trees came down. And so it's very bare when you're driving from the center of town.
Like a balsam fir or something along those lines.
Could probably fit.
There's two really, you notice those two monsters I
Yeah.
left tonight? We trimmed the one side of one
They're
of them,
trimmed
and I
up.
left them, and so I wasn't sure when I was back here in summer which direction I was going. I left those, so I'd like to leave those, and I think they honestly are right about where the corner is showing. Of the farm stand, so I might,
Yeah,
in the final here, I might kick this farm stand. If it's all right, maybe 10, 12 feet to the east to accommodate them. And then the gravel drive for the old mobile home. It comes in right along the edge of those trees, so they would remain and you'd come in and wrap around those trees to the back of the farm stand. But
And what is the distance of that building to the west from the front line?
25, this is 25 right here. Which is, and it's a little deceptive because the way the road curves, I'm 25 to the existing building here. And it's the same there, but it's just the way the road is.
George, do you have that open right now as far
Yes.
as okay, it's 25 is the maximum, right? But is there
Yep.
special objectives for the storage?
Oh, it could be. Let's see. It does have a footnote.
sure.
This can be modified. Building department. Yeah, 25. Looks like 10 foot's the minimum.
Right. 10-foot minimum? Oh, yeah, 10-foot minimum, yeah.
Yeah, front yard 10 foot minimum.
And maximum,
You could be
Maximum
10
is
foot.
25.
Really?
is 25?
Yep. It could, and with a footnote that it can be modified by the building department if examination of surrounding properties indicate there's already established front yard setback different than this maximum.
Hey, George, he is showing 10 feet right now to the edge.
Wait, what are we doing, man?
From the farm stand, he's showing 10, correct?
Yeah, we're not talking about the farm stand's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We're talking
And then
about-
it's 25 to the storage all the way to the
Yeah,
west.
here.
Can you look up the special use permit objectives for the storage? Please.
Sure.
What was it? It was double G or something?
Something like that. Yes.
Vision. Individual standards.
double J.
Double J.
Right past.
Minimum front yard shall be 35 feet. But the other one is already 25. Warren, do you see, did you get a chance to look at those special use permit objectives for storage units, double J,
Yeah.
what is it?
JJ.
Looks like
Yeah,
the
what's
front
the-
yard minimum is 35 for self-storage.
It's 275-56 JJ, Warren. Is that something that we could waive or modify or what?
Is it 255?
275-56 JJ.
Let me see. I don't have the code in front of me, just I have to look it up.
Oh, can we pull it? Maybe we could pull it up.
Can you pull it up? Yeah, let's look at it, yeah.
This number here now, the existing
It'd be
building.
easier if you can pull it up.
28.
28.2, yeah. This one here. So it'd be a hair less. Yeah.
We're pulling it up, Warren. Give us a second.
Two 75, you said?
Yeah, well, it's all, yeah.
275.
That's,
56.
JJ.
Yep.
You know, 56 individual standards of special use. J. Oh, we have to go down a lot.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh,
All right, you want me to share it with them?
yes. Can you see it, Warren?
Oh, yeah, okay. So which one are we talking about?
Number one.
Facility. Well, there's no waiver provision in there.
No.
There might be another section that might apply for a waiver. I could check that, but not right now. I'll check that.
I mean, how far is 30? What did you say the first one was?
28.
This is part of the special permit requirements.
Yes.
I think there's a provision in the code that applies to all the special permit requirements that may permit the planning board to waive them, but I'll check.
Because you don't want it to look like it's one then.
Right, to be different.
Consistent.
Number 6 under JJ is also at issue, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Fully screened.
he could continue that, put some like,
You know, I'm pretty sure there's a provision in the special permit section in the at the beginning of that section that allows for waivers. So you don't have to go for.
275. G3, waiver. The planning board may waive any specific requirements set forth in section 56 for the approval with modifications, or disapproval, special use permit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
That's it. So they'd have
From
to
my-
request a waiver of those two provisions. Wouldn't have to
From
go
my-
to the CBA.
From my perspective on this, if I had to shorten the building another 10 feet from that direction, it wouldn't break my heart. If I got 20 feet to the rear line, I could pick it up in the back.
we want
We want it to look like it's like vacant.
to keep it like, the same. I think, just some like continuing the arborvitae across the
screening,
screening across the front there.
What are the rear setbacks?
They're 20. They are 20.
No, but I mean, in the code,
Oh,
it might be more than 20.
Put in, George, you still have that? Do you have the bulk
Sure.
regulations open?
Yeah,
What is
rear-
the rear?
Rear yard is 20.
So yeah, you got nowhere to go with.
can't go further back.
No.
Okay.
But so it's easier just for us to give a waiver if we're inclined to do that.
If you look now at a glance, you'll see in the rear of the one-story building, pretty sure they're balsam fir, I think. They're balsam firs. I think I did like 3 and they've grown in nice. So I can get 6 or 8 footers and plant them. So they, off the front corner there. And offset them across the whole front. I realize I have to do something. And they're year round. And no leaves, so.
Just something that you're not gonna have to hack into the power lines eventually.
Yeah, they should be safe. Cause that's when I had a big maple tree in the front and it kept growing. It
Yeah.
looked really weird, especially when it got trimmed around the wire, so. I ended up taking that down. But.
do you,
It ultimately, it's not the type of business where you're required like drive-by traffic, like, whoa, there's a storage unit, let's stop in. It's-
Right.
The people seem to reach out to us on the internet and via the website, so. General. Farm stands another story though. I mean, that, you do want, visibility.
George, what's the viability of the arborvitae?
Arborvitae?
Arborvitae, how are we supposed to say that?
Yeah.
The the screening on the west side of the building there.
Well,
it-
they'll do all right
no
as long as the deer don't browse them.
right, right,
They do tend to nibble on arborvitae.
okay.
They will spray it nicely.
The we are going to need to get confirmation from the Department of Transportation for this new entrance.
Sure,
Say there was
gravel
there now?
there is, yeah. And I would, on a side note, I would be closing down the one, I know we're not kind of, I would be closing down the drive that comes into that white house now. That's gonna be
Right,
defunct, so I'll shut that one down. There's no curbing there or anything.
right.
And if-
That's a DOT decision whether or not they have it curbed or what they're, it's their road, so they're the ones that review and permit that entrance.
Sure, sure.
But you currently have one entrance per parcel. You have a total of 3 across the entire front right now.
Correct. Yep,
Right, so it'd be just re-permitting it
Yeah.
with a new use, a new intensity.
Yep.
It's not a
Commercial
brand
use.
new, yeah, it's
Yeah.
not a brand new entrance.
just
So
the
that-
way the grade is now, I'd like to keep it where it is, and the site distances are good there.
It's gonna be up to them.
Oh,
It's
it
up to DOT.
So,
And
So-
it does look like we're disturbing more than an acre. So we will need a full SWIP, which would require, another a DEC permit for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's any pavement that you can possibly get rid of on the plan. Because your coverage is so extensive. From all property lines.
I certainly could. The one thing is how much parking would be required for the farm stand is the question. Like at one time, I kind of think like 4 spaces is enough. So maybe
Yeah.
I could do away with 2 and add some more ground coverage there, topsoil and seed it down. Yeah, absolutely. And I can keep the entrance to a minimum width as well, coming in. It doesn't have to be wide where it comes in off the road, as far as access. And between the buildings.
Yeah, why did you go with this, like, it's like a road, but it's not a road, and you put 2 spots in
Can we
it?
put it back up?
Yeah, we can go back to that.
In front of the current climate controlled building.
Yeah, he showed that, because my thought was we could carry that right through and let the traffic flow through and on out the other side. Without coming back through the facility. He said, no, you should have more park. My engineer said, no, you should have more parking. Why don't you close that off? I'm open for. That,
So it is,
Well,
it's
I
currently
totally-
paved a little bit up
yeah,
front,
there's a
right?
little, it's paved right to the corner
It's
of
paved
this
like
building right
here.
here, yeah.
Right.
like it ends right there and then it's all grass here and grass
Yeah.
up the front, so I presumably we could shorten this up over here or just cut this off and make the parking, so when the cars come in the farm stand, they can face the road
Yeah,
instead of.
it's like
turn
that
on,
whole little path up there isn't really needed. You could just move the parking down where the other space.
Yeah, just I'd keep the other spaces and just. If that's not needed for traffic flow, I would just go with that all grass
Okay.
and some plantings.
And this is, this general area right here is the lowest point on the property, there's a couple drywall there.
Huh.
Of the whole grade, that's the lowest point, right into
Yeah,
there.
cause you could have, like at the one in Red Hook, she'll do like pop-ups and have like a little food thing on the grass and they have picnic tables, I think.
Yeah.
That would-
Sure.
What,
I could actually, right here, I could add another parking space too, if we kind of kill this up here. I could add another one right here, because this is long along the back side of the building, or to the west side rather. Those 2 big maple trees are there, there's quite a bit of room.
what, do handicap spaces need to be within a certain distance of the farm stand?
And we can make those V's here,
I don't know.
and this is, again, my bad, but on here. He didn't realize I'm gonna be doing 2 hallways instead of 1, so he kind of made it so that the egress access point would be centered on the gable end of this building. It's actually gonna be here and here, like a third of the way in on each side, so that's gonna change a little bit there. And really, we could put a handicap spot like here and here on either side of the walkthrough, right, tight to the farm stand.
George, do you have comments on that handicap spot, like where it would have to go?
Well, you try to get them as close to the building that they're going to be servicing as possible. That's the general rule.
So I guess it would make more sense to have it like that.
Okay.
Oh. So, yeah, and then you would just cut through.
When you got to remember too is when you have a handicap parking space, there needs to be a safe access aisle for them to get to wherever the building is. So the closer they are to the building, the easier it is.
What is, like, how many would he need? Do you know?
Well, you usually on here, I mean, it doesn't look like it has very many parking spaces. So 1 per 25. So he needs one
So
space.
one.
It would have to be van accessible. Pretty simple as far as that's concerned.
Well, here's a question. Does he need one, I mean, for the storage too? Or no?
It's based on parking spaces. So, like I said,
Okay.
one handicap space per 25 parking spaces that are required.
Okay.
I really don't have any delineated parking, only for the EV charging.
Right.
That's the only spots I have marked. Other than that, I don't have any because
People are pulling up to the unit of their door, right?
Yeah. that's it. So it's, I mean, it won't be,
I mean, it looks to me based on the grading like the whole place per grade is handicap accessible, honestly.
yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it will be.
Okay.
One for each 4 storage areas.
But
Wow.
it is required per code. So one of those spaces would have to be signed handicap accessible, van accessible.
Can make, I can make a
That
couple
can't
right
be
in
unit,
front of
that can't be
this
4
building.
storage units,
I would interpret that to mean building,
buildings maybe.
And that's just a spot.
and even that could be ambiguous. What if it's the size of IKEA,
Right, what's the area?
And it's so bizarre because how many people actually utilize the parking necessarily,
Had one.
especially if you're in the back? Well, yeah, but if you have storage in one of the back buildings, you're pulling up to that and you're
Exactly.
just. Okay. So,
There's never any traffic there.
no,
I don't even have to put the lights on the truck when I'm down. It's never. Only traffic complaint we got a call today from a random that the police sit there too often.
you only put the lines on the other side of the old building when you put the,
For the EV,
Yeah.
there's 4 spots. Yeah. And they're marked as EV, they're blue or
Yeah.
whatever, so.
And maybe more people will use it now if they go to the farm stand.
But in general, I feel like there's gonna be so much area between these 2 buildings here that people will probably randomly park. If they're only gonna be there for 5-10 minutes, if they block a storage unit, it's not. I don't think anybody can plan to go. There's a little overflow on, or something.
So, okay, so that's at grade and then. So people like pull up to those what about those 2 doors that go down those long hallways?
Mhm.
People would pull up to those.
Yeah, so this little landscape design here would change. Instead of being 2, it'll probably ultimately be 3. It'll be 1 here, a hallway here, another landscape in the center where the gable is, and then another hallway, another landscaping here.
So all the units in that building you access from the inside, right?
Well, it'll be correct, yeah, you won't see any doors on the exterior.
Okay.
From the gable end, from, if you look from the road as you pass by. Like, when you look at the climate control building now, you see I got a double commercial door, there's a double with a shed roof over top.
Okay,
I would do a 6-foot double here and a 6-foot double here with a shed roof over each one, so it would look similar to the facade of the other building. And those hallways would run all the way down each way, and then a wide one that cuts the whole building here with a double door here and a double door here, so at any point, and if required, once they engineer the building, if required to put like a, let's say, a single man door on the end on each hallway for egress, I could. If it's required, by the fire department or whatever.
Mhm.
And then the mechanicals will sit somewhere in the center of, I think it was gonna do mini splits on the whole thing. For Eaton AC. But I'm talking to two different companies right now, and same thing, I didn't wanna put the cart before the horse with this until we got to, this is agreed on.
Anything else, George, you have questions about?
No, not really. I mean, has it been submitted to the zoning board for the variance for coverage?
No, this is our first, no.
Right.
It was just submitted this month.
Okay.
So for the lot coverage, because what is the lot coverage requirement?
I think he needs a pretty big variance, right? Like a 24% variance.
It's 22.1%. For
But if
what
you're combining both lots, right?
right, if I combine the whole thing with the original, which I do want to do. With the existing, it's 24.1.
And what is the maximum? Under the bulk regulations?
The maximum under the regulations is 50%. He will be at 74.1, so he'll need 24, he's over by 24.1%.
And that's all surfaces, that includes all the paved areas too? In that
Yes, yep, try to.
20%.
So that 24% says this plan is presented. If you take away some of the smaller sections, like
Right.
that part up, right, yeah,
If I remove this leg up here, but again, I pick up a space here.
yeah.
Come on, I don't think it would ever get that busy that people would have to pull on the grass, but it would be at grade, even if I seed it down.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a mud hole. But I laid it out, I originally was thinking just one large building, and then this one over here, but every time I did it, it didn't really give me anywhere near the usage I'm looking for based on the amount of, area that we have, so. And considering with that 24.1% is factored in the farm stand as well, which was not, not my total original intent, however. It complements it.
Could you, on either side of the climate control building, put some green?
Here and here?
Yeah, and then like widen it up at the bottom so people could turn around at the back, because they're not accessing the building directly from the outside there.
Correct, they're not, they'd be accessing it from the center right here and here.
Right.
So yes, like from here, let's say up to this door,
Yeah,
and
like
from here to this door, I could go 6 foot wide.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
just
could definitely seed something down and
track some more green in there where you can.
no, it helps in general, cause even with the snow and stuff. That certainly could be done. And there's 40 feet here, so there's plenty of room between them for people to turn around.
And then the building on the east side, that's access from the outside. It's like
Yep,
two.
this one will be a non-climate, so it'll have doors down each side,
Okay.
like the existing ones.
So I guess my only other comment would be, that we probably should have a map from John Decker showing the lots being combined. And that'll have to get filed with the county clerk's office.
I was gonna mention that. I don't think I ever got a merger deed on these.
I don't think they're merged right now.
I thought they were,
is
I
to
thought we
merge
had approved the merger of these three lots
We
a while
did,
back, no?
So did you ever file those?
we did, but it never went through. Like we finalized it, the subdivision of the house originally in the front. Back, I think in July or August.
And you filed it with the county?
I didn't do anything with it, no,
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't do anything with it.
Oh.
No,
All right, so currently it still looks before that, it looks like it was before our original.
correct, before the
All
other
right.
stuff that I did.
So he never filed, do you hear that, Warren? He never filed that approval, that map that we approved. He never filed that with the county. Because
Would you
originally
re-
it was gonna it was gonna keep the house in the middle. It was 2 lots, but it was kind of like one with a U. It was taking 3 lots to 2. Now we're gonna be taking 3 lots to 1.
He's gonna have to apply for a merger if he hasn't gotten that approved. And we'll need a merger deed for that, for the 3 lots
Yeah.
into 1. I have a couple other questions. So, is this the property that has the EV charging stations, or am I thinking of another one?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
So where are they shown on the map?
They aren't shown on this map, but they are right here. There's 4 spots.
Yeah, well, you can't see it. Can you?
Yeah.
Trisha's gonna indicate with the mouse where they are. They're right there.
That has to be shown on the plan, and I think isn't there parking requirements for that too?
Yeah, there's 4 parking spaces striped.
Yeah, there's 4 spots.
Okay, so that has to be, I mean, as a threshold matter, he's going to have to go to the ZBA to get the variance for the lot coverage.
Mhm.
So you can't entertain this application until that's completed. Got it? And I had a question about the farm stand. Is that the proposed building? Is that going to be the farm stand?
Can you see? Yeah, she's showing you now.
That one right there.
It's roughly
you-
1,000 square feet.
So I'm not sure, how does this qualify, the property qualify for a farm stand? Because our definition of farm stand under the code is that it's going to be selling produce that's produced on site.
Was it then a farm store, I guess, maybe? Can you go to
Farm market.
farm market?
This was the same thing we had with Jack Macarello. 2/3 has to be a bunch of vague stuff.
But this
So
is.
that issue has to be resolved. That we have to confirm that that's a permitted use on this property.
Wait, what's the, no, that's a farm market, okay.
Let me see, I may have it here. You mean the definition of a farm market?
Yeah. Let's see,
You may have it in the file. Hold on just a minute. Let's see.
but we've approved farm markets before. We had that guy with the little house thing that he
Alright.
was putting
So
by
farm
the old
market,
gas station.
a farm market is a defined under our code. Let's see. Wait a second. No. Farm stand is an accessory structure or vehicle used for the seasonal display and sale of agricultural products grown on the premises, and which uses its proximity to a roadway to attract potential customers, as permitted by section 275.10 of the zoning law. A farmer's market is an outdoor event held on public property at which farmers and often other vendors sell produce and agricultural products directly to consumers. Said uses are permitted subject to town board rule. And a farm market is a building and premises for the indoor or outdoor year-round stand of sale of agricultural products within the Hudson Valley region. Maybe it would qualify as a farm market. I don't know. We'd have to look at the regulations.
Yeah.
But it doesn't qualify as a farm stand.
So, but then
We did that for Jack.
what is in that zone, the farm
Yeah,
market
farm market's a special permit.
it is a special.
Yep.
It's
SP.
really a farm stand too.
Yeah, and I'm sure there are provisions in our code relating to farm markets, but I don't have that. So,
Oh, no, it's not a special,
Both of
wait,
them are,
wait, farmer's market,
It,
the
no,
farm
it's a farm
stand, but then
market.
what's a farm market?
That
Yeah, I mean, this
Oh,
issue has to
okay.
be decided by our zoning enforcement officer. This should have been decided before it came to the planning board.
P denotes.
We've had this discussion every week. I think like the
Yeah,
town
no, this
board,
case, so yeah.
whatever, has to decide what all these. Over.
Right,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I
no,
didn't-
it's SP, so yeah, if it's a farm market, it's site plan approval by the planning board. If it's a
Yeah.
farm market.
But we have to look at the farm market regulations to see whether this qualifies. And so
well, point number one.
it's something he's going to have, the applicant has to sort out with the zoning enforcement officer, and the zoning enforcement officer has to verify to the planning board that that's an approved use or a specially approved, special permit approved use on this property. So those are my only comments.
That's tricky.
Like 2 pigeonholes in, like 4 pigeonholes in, 5.
Building on premise.
Point 1, the farm market must be operated as an accessory use to the principal use of agricultural operation and shall only be for the use of the owner applicant. You got enough property out there in Highland, you could grow some corn.
That was farm market?
Yeah.
To farmers market.
That's just farm market, yeah.
And how
As opposed
about
to
farm
farm
stand one more time? Yeah, that's the.
I haven't even found farm stand.
Farm stand is like on a farm, there's a farm stand, so.
Yeah. You're gonna have to read the definitions because a farm stand is
Then
an
how did we
accessory.
ever approve the one, and then were we even considering another one, like by Stewart's at one point with Dale?
It doesn't matter whether you approved another one. If the other one was
We didn't
approved
hear these
erroneously,
comments then.
it still has to comply with our zoning.
Plus, we don't want to discourage business. That's my point. Like, why are we making it hard to have a farm?
I mean, Steve's working with us instead of just having like a,
Just
this giant, storage thing straight there.
What is the technical difference between the farm market and the farm stand? They're both on farms and use agricultural products produced by the owner?
No, the farm market doesn't
That's
have to be
different.
on a farm, but it's got a kind of another hook that's strange. So it says a building or premise for the indoor or outdoor year-round sale of agriculture products grown within the Hudson Valley, whereas a farm stand would be seasonal. But so there's some nuances. You should sit down and discuss it, like with the code enforcement officer.
Point
Let's see where he
2 under
thinks
the
you
farm
fit.
market,
Why can't it just be a market?
the farm market shall be located on the same property as the agricultural operation.
Yeah, that's-
Farmers market, where was that? That's the town board can approve it?
That's an event.
That's like.
That's an
yeah, it's
outdoor
a
event,
that
yeah.
has-
Yeah, and that's on public property.
Is that what it says?
yeah.
You're not gonna, it's complicated, so you're not gonna be able to resolve this tonight. What the applicant is gonna have to do is go back to the zoning enforcement officer and tell the CEO what he's proposing with regard to this farm stand or farm market or whatever. And Ed's gonna have to make a determination as to whether it's permitted on this property.
Ethan, what about just market? What's that? Bulk or use?
Just a regular market.
Yeah, like a grocery store. Snippy grocery store.
I don't know if it qualifies as a grocery store.
Not a grocery store, he's actually looking, not a grocery.
Stuff.
Thanks, was it there?
About window and door display shop. Got extra stuff. I mean,
You're not gonna sort this out tonight, I'm telling you, so.
It could be retail use.
Yeah.
I don't
Well, I'm sorry, what was that, George?
Retail use. Commercial use where merchandise is sold to the general public for
There you
personal
go.
or household use or consumption,
There
including
you
but
go.
not limited to florists, lumber, hardware, pharmacies, grocery stores, convenience stores, stationery,
Retail.
bookstores,
Ridiculous.
video.
Why do we do that?
If Ed can sell it, if the
That's what I'm saying.
applicant
So
can
read
sell
through
it
there.
to Ed, and he makes a determination that it's permitted,
Yep.
that's fine, but we have to
Right.
have that determination. That's the way the law is.
Right.
Okay,
I think you can find something that'll fit, but just sit down with Ed and find out what we're calling it.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, that's,
I got it.
I mean, I think it's great to have a farm stand there, but if it's not permitted, we can't permit it.
okay.
What was the term we're gonna use?
Retail.
Retail.
Retail. Retail use is a site plan from the planning board, so that's where you are.
It's gotta, the planning board does not have the authority to make a determination,
We
an
understand.
interpretation of the zoning law. That's done by the zoning enforcement officer or the ZBA. So you can make all the suggestions you want, but you're not going to be able to resolve this amongst yourselves tonight. It has to be done through the zoning enforcement officer, and he needs a variance before we even come to the planning board.
Understood.
Okay.
You can't entertain this application until he gets his variance.
For the two things.
What's two?
Weren't there two things in JJ that he had to get married?
The setback for the farm store.
And
needs
lot
variance.
coverage.
No, the setback for the.
Lot coverage is where he needs variance.
Yeah.
Wait, so he needs, so he would need a variance for the special use permit?
No, he needs a variance for
Oh.
lot coverage. The planning
That's-
board can waive certain things, but not the
Correct.
coverage.
Not the
Right,
lot
so
coverage.
lot- So
You don't have
one
that.
variance for lot coverage.
Correct.
Wait.
Planning board can do waivers on some of the special use permit things if you so decide. But again, so you would have to refer this to the ZBA for the variance. In the meantime, the applicant can have his engineer reach out to DOT. He could start working on his SWIP, for the stormwater. Revise, getting the merger map from John Decker, kind of get all the ducks in a row.
You're gonna need a more complete site plan, when it's comes before the planning board.
Understood. Yep.
There's the notion of the screening from the street, right?
And you're gonna have to add the EV use and the parking area for the EV use.
Yeah, but we did talk about having him put some screening on.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be total,
Right.
like the
Yeah.
special use things were like
Correct.
total screening and there was another one.
Views of the storage facility from any public road shall be fully screened.
Yeah, that,
So that's something of which a waiver.
and the
You
first
can,
thing.
you can waive that requirement, but the applicant has to make an application for that. That has to be,
Yeah, you have to ask us to waive those two.
And again,
You know,
under
and-
site plan, if you need a site plan approval, there are waivers the planning board can grant there too, but the applicant would have to ask for those waivers.
What are we talking about, George? There's ones you said that he would need?
Well, if you pull up the site plan requirements, right? Traffic study, internal traffic flow, visual impacts, all kinds of, there's, all the normal things that are required. Vicinity map, area map, all the existing structures, locations of wells, septics, right? Existing proposed roads, driveways, all the stuff like, that we're asking for, I guess. And usually I'm just saying is if you read through this whole list of stuff, and there's something that the applicant would rather waive than do, you have the ability to waive things, but they need to ask.
So you have your
What George
engineer
is
look-
talking about is there are two categories of waiver. One is the waiver from the application and technical requirements of your application, which he just described. And then there's the waiver from those specific sections of the zoning code that relate to that special permit use, which you're permitted to waive. But so they're two separate.
Right. Right. So, I mean, I would just, urge the applicant to read this over with his design team and determine if there's anything that they would wish to have waived. And if so, they should ask.
They have to ask and
Yeah.
then,
Sure. And it's entirely up to the ZBA to grant the
Area variance.
covered the area variance, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's going to take a little time procedurally. That's why I'm saying it would be good to not just do the process in parallel rather than in series. So you're going to need the DOT, you're going to need a stormwater plan, you're going to need to revise the drawing, start taking care of some of that stuff while you're in front of the ZBA,
right.
because
Okay.
legally we can't move as a planning board.
Understood.
Alright, so
Okay,
the game plan, you gotta talk to Ed
understood,
first.
sure.
Uh,
When does the ZBA meet?
Well, we
Generally?
meet as a case basis, so if you could get your application sorted with Ed, we could have a meeting February 24th.
Okay. Well, like I say, I have to get these other things rolling as well.
but yeah, you should have a conversation with Ed.
Okay.
Are you around tomorrow?
Yes,
All right, I'll hit Ed up early in the morning. Do we have Steve? We have his,
Should be.
oh, I have yours.
Yeah.
yeah,
You have
you
your
just got
phone.
my number.
I have your phone. So I'll hit Ed up early, let him know what happened. He gives his apologies. He couldn't make it here tonight. He had something come up.
Sure.
And then we'll maybe around 11 o'clock if Ed's available.
Could do that.
All right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'll get
And
the-
whatever you come up with Ed, make sure you also revise your application if that becomes necessary. Because I believe the application does state farm stand. So if that's not where it ends up, just revise that so you don't get caught on a hiccup there.
Retail,
Yep.
flowers and edibles.
I would be reading that up, and that's what I would be looking for.
Now we got two of them.
Understood.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep,
We all set?
Yeah, we're all set.
All right.
thank you.
See you
Awesome.
guys later.
See ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
weekend.
You too.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Does this board ever in the past make suggestions to the town board about really small things in the code to change the language of the? Don't take a lot of heavy thinking, open.
Usually, I mean, the town board liaison is here and like, yeah, I guess.
Not the liaison.
Oh, wait, that's right. Where is liaison? You're a town board member, so
I am.
And we have a
Yes,
zoning
I-
review committee.
we do have zoning review. But, yeah, I mean,
We
that
could just
sense,
start a-
we can.
compiling a list.
Yeah, we
We
should.
did. I mean, they could say. I think that's a great idea. Just that everything's so much more, so much easier, streamlined. You know,
That was a verbal wrestling match, was it not?
well,
All right, well,
I mean, this occurs a lot, so it
Yeah.
would be nice to really give people
Yeah, it's hard
an
to-
easier path.
It's hard to pinpoint every particular.
But that's the problem with zoning. If it's not written in the zoning, then it's automatically not allowed.
Yeah.
You have to go through loopholes to be, so that's why it's all spelled out in this arduous, arcane process.
I'm sure Scott would be open to.
There might be other caveats in the zoning document too that lay out special powers that this board can invoke, I think. You know,
Right, and that's what I did.
make the decision to do whatever.
Yeah. But some of them
But
like,
there's like stupid things like definitions and, you know, we should just
Exactly.
maybe keep a list so that things can, you know, maybe when we get 10 things together, you can do
right,
a re-edit, you know,
There was the thing with the peddler's license,
yeah,
that there's like two ways.
yeah.
to
Like, do you need a step?
Two things you had to do and no one knew which one to do.
but that's not us. We don't handle peddlers.
But it could coming up, I mean, that's the definition.
Maybe there could be, a Monday workshop meeting could be dedicated to meeting with the planning board, the ZBA and the town board and saying, these are all the things
Yeah,
that.
the problem is just, it comes up, you
You don't know.
don't
yeah.
know it until somebody comes along and it,
Yeah.
like, one person comes along every 2 years and you're like, that's crazy as.
Yeah.
Bristol,
That'd be a good time to make the change.
guys, let's just do the minutes. Real quick. Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes? Was there any changes or suggestions?
I wasn't here, I didn't look at them.
All right, with that, can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Yeah, we have,
Yes, sir.
One second.
all in favor? All opposed?
Wait.
Abstain.
All right, so the minutes passed. No one has anything else.
Can we just schedule a time or put it on the agenda for next month or one of these months where we don't have a whole lot? Scott brought up the checklist for applicants and for the board to use. Which George sent us one from Chatham,
was a while back.
Claverick, one of the Cs in Columbia County. If we could go over it specifically with George to apply it here.
That sounds, yeah, that'd be good. That's kind of like some of this too.
Yeah.
Okay, but maybe we should do like a workshop meeting for that.
Yeah.
So we'll converse, email us, try to think about when that we should do that, who wants to do that. So, all right, anything else?
Do we have to do anything for the minutes for this week to codify the notion, that great idea that farm market, farm store and farm stand could use a very small, it's in there already.
I mean, try to summarize it.
I could send a note
I'll
to the
just write
town board, I
farm,
guess.
farms.
We need to clean up these definitions.
Retail.
Permissions.
Specific suggestions. To do.
Yeah, we could do that, something.
It's more
it should be,
complicated because we don't control all of it. Ag and Markets comes in. Right?
well, that's only if they're selling their own stuff, then we have nothing to do with it.
So that's a third of the definition.
But only their own stuff.
Yeah,
It just
On
seems
the
like those
property.
definitions are huge, like,
arduous.
yeah, like there's
Arcane.
too many,
Or like, just like, if you're not actually on the property, why can't
yeah.
someone have something in a better location?
So just removing that would be
Okay.
fine, adding the notion that a farmer's market could go on any property, doesn't have. to be public.
All right,
Yeah, I mean, like, that's crazy. So you'd have to have it like in a, where, like a park or something, like you couldn't have it,
Yeah.
yeah, well, Brian, they do it in the parking lot,
yeah.
Municipal.
municipal lot, yeah.
But like, what if somebody, wanted to do it?
The Stissing Center and the Stissing House,
Yeah.
when they started renovating, said that was in their big plan.
Right.
Can't do it.
And
According
that's
to
where
this.
we did have it a few years.
Right. Motion to adjourn.